order. We stand for invocation night given by Mark Chambers. I forgot to remind everyone, Michael Gray is not in attendance, but will be joining us by phone. Mark Chambers.
May we pray. Almighty God, we come this time of the great city of Pittsburgh for this commission meeting, and we ask your blessings upon our leaders, that their decisions tonight will be godly decisions for the good and betterment of our community. Bless all of our city leaders. Bless our fire, our police, all workers, to keep making this city a great place for all of us to live and for the enjoyment and to be a happy community, to serve you and to betterment of this whole society that we have here in our wonderful county. Father, may all things be decided tonight in peace and harmony, and be with us now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Please join me in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have public input scheduled tonight, and so if anyone would like to come forward, state their name and address, and address the commission on any concerns you might have.
We do. We're kind of a group. I don't know if I need to step up there.
Yes.
Come up to the.
Here?
Your name and address, please.
My name is Kelsey Cooper. My address is 823 South 200 in Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I represent a group called Sam's Ordinance, and the rest of us are here with that, along with the Gypsy Soul Rottweiler Rescue. We've started this group in hopes of changing the ordinance against pit bulls. I know that we have a breed-specific legislation here, so we all kind of have something to say. We've each got something to read. Do each of us need to step up here then?
Well, if it's about the same issue, not everyone has to talk. We'll allow a few to come forward.
Okay, there's 10 of us, so we just have one
Give you
short.
3 minutes apiece.
We just have one short sentence apiece.
All right.
Okay. So Sam's Ordinance is a proposal to change Chapter 10, Article 3, Division 2 in the city of Pittsburg, Kansas. The ordinance which currently outlaws pit bulls or any dog with pit bull-like characteristics from the city limits.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Lauren Page. I am president of Gypsy Soul Rottweiler Rescue. We operate here out of Pittsburg, Kansas. My address is 210 West Kansas. We primarily do Rottweilers, but we do our best to save any dog that is on death row. If you are caught harboring one of these dogs and do not remove it within 24 hours, the ordinance states that the dog will be taken by authorities and killed.
My name's Logan Rink. I'm the vice president of Gypsy Soul Rottweiler Rescue. My address is 2103 Colonial Drive. Statistics say that for every one pit bull, 599 are killed. Breed-specific legislation is hugely responsible for these deaths, so we're here to fight for the end of breed-specific legislation. This outdated ordinance that was written in 1975 uses breed-specific legislation to deny housing to the most overbred, neglected, and abused breed of dog.
Breed-specific legislation is a term that came about in the 1970s.
You state your name and address.
Brandy Ebbs, 1102 East 7th here in Pittsburgh. Breed-specific legislation is a term that came about in the 1970s, which is used to segregate a certain breed of dog. It was believed that some 40 years ago that the aggression was bred into the dog and the humans were at their mercy.
Kathy Benskin, 1505 North Joplin, Pittsburg, Kansas. We argue that the circumstances surrounding most dog attacks point to a much deeper problem. One that lies at human irresponsibility and cruelty rather than the specific breed of dog.
Jimmy Cobb, 948 South 190th Street, Pittsburgh. The ordinance we propose will include large breed registration with the City of Pittsburgh, mandatory spay and neuter without breeder's license, as well as temperament tests in case-by-case basis.
Elizabeth Cobb, also at 948 South 190th in Pittsburgh. The money to pay for the time to do a temperament test on a dog will be recuperated from the lack of BSL violation calls.
Kim Cooper, 823 South 200th here in Pittsburgh. We would like to present you with a petition of over 1,000 signatures in favor of the non-BSL ordinance. And would you like these, or?
Yes, we'll take them.
Aaron Davis, Jr., 215 North Kansas Street, Arcadia, Kansas. We are willing to work with the city to update the ordinance and are looking forward to your input.
Carol Miller, 903 Turner Drive. Every dog deserves to be judged on its temperament and character, not on its looks alone. Thank you.
We provided you with everything that we've written in a statement along with the petition. We did a hand signed petition around here at the Pittsburgh Art Walks and other events, as well as a digital petition on change.org. So we provided you with that information. We're more than willing to answer any questions, work with you guys however we can to try to get this changed, because like we've said, there are more of these dogs in shelters than any other breed of dog, and the breed-specific legislation does not allow them to get the homes that they deserve. So these dogs are ultimately put to sleep. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming and airing your concerns. We'll take your concerns under advisement. Go ahead.
My name is Catherine Mead. I live at 302 West 7th Street. I want to go on record that I am 100% against any change in this ordinance. It needs to stay the same to protect everyone in this city. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or against the concern about pit bulls? Seeing none?
Wait.
One more. All right.
My name is Danny McGinney. I live at 2701 East 20th. I've worked in animal rescue for 13 years, and this is one of the most overbred, like I said, abused, and most popular dog. It's the most popular dog in numbers alone if you go by type. And as far as banning them, it's like anything else you ban. People who shouldn't have them and cannot be responsible will have them. And that's where you got the negativity from. And the people who care and are out to see the good and make the good spread with everybody don't get the chance. So it's very unfair and something that really should be looked at and revised, in my opinion.
Thank you.
I'm Erica Wilson with the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, and I really think what this, what they're trying to do here is trying to promote responsible ownership of pets. It really doesn't have a lot to do with the breeds. It's promoting that responsible ownership, and along with the Humane Society and Paw Friends on the Heartland, we can get these animals spayed and neutered, and we'll be happy to help with that. And we have animals that have been at our shelter for way too long just because of their breed, and it's nothing against them. They're good-natured. They have very great characteristics, but they're not adopted because of the current laws. So we'd like you to really consider this, and we will work with you in getting those animals spayed and neutered and allowing responsible pet owners to have them in their care.
Thank you.
Again, Lauren Page, 210 West Kansas, president of Gypsy Soul Rottweiler Rescue. We primarily do Rottweilers, like I said, but we do have 3 pit bulls in our care. They are kept outside of city limits, and we are called daily about help with pit bulls. It is, they are one of the highest number that is in shelters, and we promote, responsible ownership, and every dog that comes out of our rescue is spayed or neutered, and it's up to date on its shots. A temperament test has been done on it, and we place them in the appropriate home for the dog. It is the best possible family, in our opinion, that dog can go to. And as far as, the pit bulls that we do have, there's no bite history with them. They are friendly dogs, and it's an umbrella thing that many dogs that are not even pit bulls fit under the breed-specific legislation. And we're fighting to change that because if we were able to adopt out to good homes that live in, Pittsburg, Kansas, we would be able to adopt more dogs out, and they're good dogs. They are. I've had pit bulls in the past. I live in city limits, so I just have Rottweilers, but they're great dogs, and there's a lot more people here to support those great dogs than there are to bash them. But we really hope that you will consider, and we are more than willing to work with you. Just like Erica said with the Humane Society, we're more than willing to, as Gypsy Soul, as the rescue, to make sure that all of the dogs are spayed or neutered, up to date on shots. We will personally do temperament tests if that's something you would be interested in us doing, and we'll make sure that they're all registered with the city if that was something to pass. So,
All right,
thank you.
I'll take one more, and you come forward, but I think we've got your point across. You've done it very well. I want to thank you all for coming out and stating your concerns. We'll take them under advisement, but go ahead.
Brickell Beechner, 602 Oak Crest Drive. I had an incident not too long ago where my dog got out and got picked up by animal control, and out of all the dogs in there, she said that my dog, which is a pit bull, was the only dog that didn't try to bite her as she was trying to rescue it and everything. And she gave me my dog back on the only concern I had to sign a paper that said if she's caught in the city limits of Pittsburgh, that they had the right to put her down. So she's living out in the country with my mom right now, and she is literally like my life, my baby, and I can't even have her living with me. And my son, I've had him around her since he was a newborn baby, and he just loves her to death. She's never tried to do anything to him, hurt him at all. She's just the most lovable, kind dog that I've ever met on this entire planet, and I just want my baby back in my home. So, thank you.
All right, like I said, we've got your point. You've addressed the commission well with your concerns. We'll take them under advisement and get back. Are there any other public input items with anybody's concerns to be addressed tonight? Seeing none, I'll close this public input portion of the commission meeting and move on to consent agenda items. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? See, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second to approve?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, roll call vote.
Gray?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Ketterman?
Aye.
Munsell?
Aye.
Mernan?
Aye.
Moving on to public hearing. A public hearing has been scheduled for property tax abatement. Miller's Inc., the city of Pittsburgh, advertised for a public hearing to be held on January 26, 2016 at a city commission meeting commencing at 5:30 p.m. in the city commission room located in the Law Enforcement Center, 201 North Pine, to consider the request submitted by Miller's Inc. for a tax exemption for 10 years. Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This request is related to a recent expansion at Miller's Professional Imaging, $7.5 million project, and under the city's guidelines, that would qualify them for a 10-year property tax exemption. The EDAC considered this, recommended unanimously to you that we grant them the 10-year exemption. So I bring that to you, and would be happy to answer any questions that you might have before the public hearing.
What were the qualifications that?
To submit a cost-benefit analysis, which you received, showing that it was a positive impact for the community and the taxing entities. They submitted all of their real property, their personal property expenses as well, to show that they reached that $7 million threshold that was required for the 10-year exemption. So they submitted that, and all that was in the commission packet as well that the EDAC looked over. And then the cost-benefit analysis, again, is required not only to show the city of Pittsburgh that it's a good investment, but also the school districts and the county as well.
Are there any other questions for Blake at this time? Michael, do you have any?
No, sir.
All right.
I'll move to approve it.
Don't we need to open the hearing?
You want now?
Open the public hearing.
Open the
Oh,
public hearing.
I need to open public hearing on this property tax abatement. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and speak in favor or against this property tax abatement? Seeing none, I will close the public input portion.
Move to approve.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consider the following. Ordinance number S 1031. Consider approval of ordinance number S 1031, amending ordinance number S 1019, fixing the salary and compensation of officers and employees of the city of Pittsburg, Kansas.
Mayor and Commissioners, this salary ordinance is partial cleanup and partially has to do with the next item on the agenda. By my count, there were 14 positions that were either modified or needed to be added to the salary ordinance. And then the salary ordinance also increases the maximum amount that the city manager position to 135 from a previous high of 130. So I can go through the names of those new positions if you'd like, or if
Anybody?
I don't need that.
okay.
If anybody else does.
I did have a question on the part of the ordinance where the city manager authority. We passed a budget that did not budget money for all employees to receive a raise this year. And I follow this where if your job requires certification or that type of thing, once you receive that, your salary is adjusted. My question is, employee salaries and wages may be increased by city manager at reasonable intervals. I just question if that was done, and when we did not pass a amount for all employees to receive a raise.
That particular portion of the ordinance has remained consistent for quite some time. It was not amended specifically for this particular ordinance.
So if we approve this amendment, that means that we will continue to do that, even though we don't budget raises for all employees. The city manager still have the ability to raise employees' wages when he deems necessary.
Correct.
Any other questions? A motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Aye. Motion carries 4-1. Letter agreement. Consider letter of approval, letter agreement for the city manager for calendar year 2016.
This letter agreement remains the same as it was last year. The only thing it does is increases the city manager's salary to $135,000 a year. All other benefits remain the same.
Any discussion?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and second to approve this letter agreement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Aye. What was the vote count on that?
4-1.
4-1, thank you.
Did you vote in opposition?
3-2, in opposition, yeah.
Okay, 3-2.
3-2, thank you. Non-agenda reports and requests, are there any tonight?
Becky?
Good afternoon, evening, Commissioners and Mayor. You may remember sometime back, I was standing here before you discussing a moderate income housing grant that was available through the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation. You agreed to allow us to apply, and we have received notification that we were awarded the grant. So, very exciting news. A quick summary that it is $200,000. It will be matched by our local EDAC in the same amount, and then by a property owner also in the same amount. And the funds that are granted and matched will be used to mitigate fire, health, and safety issues in 2 structures downtown that will house 2 businesses and 6 residential units when it's all over. So we have before you tonight the grant agreement from KHRC, and just ask for the signature of authorization allowing us to accept it, and then we will move forward putting our internal processes in place to accomplish those activities by the end of June 2017.
That will be completed by the end of June 2017?
Correct.
Are there any questions for Becky tonight? So what do we need to do, just sign this?
Tammy has the paperwork, we just need a signature, and then the rest the staff will take care of.
Right, sounds good, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Cameron?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Come before you today with an opportunity for Pittsburgh. We were able to work with the FAA, and they had a couple of projects that did not proceed in the area. And so our initial request or desire to have the airport extension of the runway of the main runway here. We will extend that from 5,500 feet to 6,100 feet. And we'll also, as part of this, we have a KDOT grant to go and do the partial parallel taxiway. With this, what you have before you is an agreement to enter into a contract with Lochner, as well as the appropriate agreements for FAA for us to move forward on this. What Lochner will do will be the design of the extension as well as the partial taxiway. We'll be doing this in anticipation of a future grant. The grant amount that we would be getting with this for the extension, the FAA would put up $1.56 million towards the total project cost of that. That would be their maximum spend. It would be a 90-10 split, so the city would have approximately $170,000 of expense in that. In addition to that, for the partial taxiway, there'd be approximately a $400,000 grant from the state, from KDOT, and we would have a $45,000 match on that. Both of those dollar amounts, again, these are for future grants. The city would have to front the dollars. When we're looking at time-wise for this, just give you a little bit of background on how it came about. In mid-November, the FAA came to the city and said that there's an opportunity that there may be additional funding available. In the middle of December, they got back with us, let us know that yes, indeed, there was dollars available, and told us that if we were interested to go ahead and proceed with trying to get an agreement proposal together. We've done that. That is sitting before you. The fee that's in front of you has been reviewed by a third party in the industry. It's Rude Engineering out of Denver, Colorado. So the fee that you have before you has been reviewed, has been shown to be in line with what the industry average is. Moving forward, should the commission approve this, we'll be looking at doing immediate design work for the extension. In April of this year, we'll go out for bid for both the extension as well as the mill and overlay that the commission had already authorized and the FAA has funded. Once we get the bids in, then we apply for the grant May 1st. The FAA may grant us either one grant to cover both projects, or they may look to do two grants, one for each project. We would get the grant issuance either mid-June or early July, so we'd know fairly quickly about going forward. We give notice to proceed on the mill and overlay in early August, and then we would hold back on the extension until to allow time for the mill and overlay project to get started and be completed prior to the extension work being done. So the extension would either start in the fall of this year or in the spring of 17. Are there any questions?
Seeing none, what do we need to do tonight?
We need to have approval for the city to enter into the contract with Lochner.
And that's the one you attached?
Yes, it is.
Move to approve. There's no questions.
Michael, did you have any questions?
I don't have any questions now.
There's been a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed,
Aye.
all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks, Cameron.
Good job, Cameron.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commissioners. I'm here to present a budget recap for 2015. There's really not a whole lot to say other than we finished the year pretty good. Everything's on the revenue side came in either right at 100% or a little bit over. And the things that were over 100% on the expenditure side were known in advance that they were going to happen because of actions we took during the year. We started the year out total $9.1 million. We finished 2015 with $9.5 million in the bank. The general fund started out with $3.4 million, and we finished with $2.9 million. And the reason it declined was because, if you recall, we prepaid some public safety debt on this structure we're in right now. We paid 2/3 of the principal that was due in 2018, and the plan is to continue to prepay the debt next year, and then we'll have it paid off in 2017 in the fall. So nothing really stands out. We did make, if you recall, we were running a little low on the revenue side on the utilities because of the wet weather, but we made up some ground in the fall, and we ended up pretty much right on target. Does anybody have any questions?
Questions, Michael?
Nope.
No questions, Jamie. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank
Good
you.
job.
Great, Jamie. Thank you for all the great numbers.
Good job, Jamie.
Are there any other non-agenda reports or requests?
Nope.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and second for adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.